please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is MULN, Mullen Automotive. This finishes at $1.60 today. That is down 9.6%.
And it's gone.
So we've been discussing this stock pretty much every single day for the past 2.5 weeks, ever since it initially squeezed. And once again, this was number 1 on StockTwits today, by far, major price action. So once again, so no company-specific news to justify this price action today. It just seems like some healthy pullback. This kind of squeezed 2 times. It squeezed the first time, lost a lot of momentum, and then out of nowhere, the past 3 days, it started squeezing again. If you guys watched yesterday's show, I did say the volume is going to come down and the momentum is going to cool off again. And today that appears to be the case. But yeah, let's go ahead and analyze here. So first of all, we do have a gap down at 1190. So that's a bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock will probably come back up to 1190 at some point to fill that gap. May take a while, but eventually it should. And then we have another gap down at 465. So that's another bullish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should come back up to 465 eventually to fill that gap. Again, it may take a while, but eventually it should. And then we have this huge cup and handle here, bottom of the cup being the low of 52 cents. And there can be multiple possible tops. It could be 190, and if it is 190, that'd be a bearish indicator. That would have already topped out. But anything above 190 would be a bullish indicator. So it can also be 360, 570, 740, $9, $9.80, $10.50, $11.65, or even the high of $15.90. And I do think the most realistic tops would be 190 or 360. So it can be bearish short term, but definitely bullish long term. And then we do have a double gap up. First gap up back at 62 cents. So that would be a bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock may pull back down to 62 cents to fill that gap. Looks pretty unlikely at this point, but possible. So be aware of that, guys. And then we do have another gap up back at 150. So that's another bearish indicator. That is telling us that the stock should pull back down to 150 to fill this gap. And I did predict that would happen yesterday. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 170 and 136. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 170, 189, 223, 257, 272, 291, 322, 341, and then 360. There is resistance above 360, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 136, 113, 98 cents, 75 cents, 60 cents, and then the low of 52 cents. 52 is the all-time low, so no support below that. So right now at this current price, 160, the channels to the upside and the downside are very wide, so expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 257 to the upside, the channel starts to narrow, so expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 257. And to the downside, if/when this breaks 113, the channel starts to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 113 to the downside. RSI is currently at 50, so that is extremely average. So according to the RSI, this current price of 160 is at fair market value, exactly where it's supposed to be. And this did 227 million in volume today. Very significant volume, way above average, so the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay guys, just my opinion, not financial advice, and this is pretty much the same thing I said yesterday. So longer term, this definitely looks like a good buy. A lot of upside potential, double gap down, big cup and handle. It's probably going to come back up to 1190 at some point in the future, and that would be over a 1000% upside. So long term, looks like a really good buy, but in the short term, I am pretty concerned with this gap up at 150. I predicted that it's going to come back to 150 yesterday, and I stand by that. Maybe even 62, although that is unlikely. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, 160 is a pretty good entry already, but again, I do think this will pull back down to 150. So if you're a little patient here, you should be able to get a better price. So I would support going long at 150 and lower. And if it pulls back below 150, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. But yeah, this should pull back a little bit more. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Again, I do think it will pull back down to 150, but from this current price of 160, that's only about a 6% gain. So really not too much money to be made on the downside here. You missed your chance. If you went short at $2, you probably would have made some decent money. Yeah, at this point, I don't really see a reason to go short here. Not too much money to be made on the downside. You'd be shorting for crumbs, and you'd be exposing yourself to a lot of upside risk. So I just don't think the risk is worth the reward. I would say going short here would be a medium risk, low reward play. Just not really worth it, in my opinion. There definitely are way better short plays out there in the market. You missed your chance on this one. Too late to go short here. Unless you want to quick scalp this for a quick 6%. But again, not really worth it in my opinion. This can come back down to 62 to fill the gap there. But again, I think that's unlikely. That would pay off though. But yeah, way too risky for my liking. So I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. So pretty straightforward here, guys. Longer term looks like a good buy. Short term, this probably will pull back. Don't know how low it's going to go, but I would say to at least 150, probably lower than that. So expect some healthy pullback here in the short term, guys. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, and good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is MULN, Mullen Automotive. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.